deep in the darkest parts of our oceans, lives a creature that might just change how we think about authentic light and deception. The humpback anglerfish, which creates its own bioluminescent glow to lure prey, was recently spotted doing something unprecedented.
That's fascinating. What exactly makes this discovery so significant?
Well, scientists observed one of these deep-sea creatures, which normally live 4,000 meters below the surface, actually swimming up toward natural sunlight, something never before documented. It's particularly striking because these fish typically use their own light as a tool of deception.
So you're suggesting there's a deeper meaning to this unusual behavior?
Exactly, it connects remarkably to this passage from Luke we've been examining, where Jesus talks about people coming from distant places like Judea and Jerusalem, all seeking authentic light and healing. Both situations show this innate recognition of something greater than our own artificial illumination.
The parallel between spiritual seeking and this deep-sea creature's journey is quite profound, though I imagine the crowd seeking Jesus had better outcomes.
You know, that's a crucial point. While our angler fish friend didn't survive the transition, it represents this universal longing for authentic light that we see throughout creation. Jesus specifically addresses this in the Beatitudes, blessing those who recognize their spiritual poverty.
So what you're suggesting is that, like the anglerfish's own deceptive light, we often settle for artificial forms of fulfillment?
Precisely, and on this Love Sunday, it's particularly relevant. Think about relationships. How many times do people get caught up in what we might call angler-fish love, these superficial connections that seem bright but are ultimately just lures?
That's such an interesting way to frame it, especially considering Jesus' warnings about those who are full now or praised by everyone.
Right, and here's what's fascinating. Despite evolving over millions of years to create its own light, something in this creature recognized a greater truth. It's almost like there's something hardwired into creation itself that recognizes authentic light when encountered.
Though unlike our deep-sea friend, spiritual transformation doesn't require us to leave our environment entirely, does it?
That's the beautiful distinction. Jesus' teachings suggest transformation can happen right where we are. It's not about physically relocating, but about allowing that greater light to transform how we see and interact with our current reality.
You know, this really brings new meaning to being poor in spirit. It's about acknowledging our need for authentic light rather than being satisfied with our own artificial glow.
And perhaps that's the most profound lesson here. Whether in matters of faith, love, or personal growth, it's about developing the wisdom to distinguish between what merely glows and what truly illuminates. It's about having the courage to seek something more authentic, even when that pursuit challenges everything we thought we knew.
That's really what transformation is about, isn't it? Recognizing the difference between artificial and authentic light in our lives?
Exactly, and in the end, real transformation starts with that recognition. Whether we're talking about spiritual enlightenment, authentic love, or personal growth, it all begins with acknowledging the difference between our own artificial light and the genuine illumination we're all seeking.